Hi guys, I want to give a very quick overview and update on um, volatility 25 as I analyze earlier on. Yeah, and then also see if I can go into one of the forex pairs, say Euro USD, to check out what is happening on Euro USD. As we know today, Um, there was news today. Today is September 17th. So there were a lot of movement on the market, movement on gold. Gold has been buying, gold has been bullish, and today it looks as if gold dropped to the downside a little bit, caught up a lot of people who were still holding buys and were still buying and all that. So we are going to, I'm going to get into probably Euro USD and maybe gold also to see what potential insights or setups we could be looking at after the release of the news earlier today. So this is volatility 25 once more on the daily time frame. And um, this is what we have right now, what is happening right now. So I think in the earlier video, I made mention or I showed that this pair is technically bullish. If I am to pick my trend line and draw it this way, we are seeing this pair technically bullish right now. Okay. Um, and so we have um, we have highs, uh, low, we have highs, and we have low, and we got a high, like kind of double top high here, and we have not got. Probably we got this high and we got this low, but we kind of failed to close above this high. So from here, we are getting an equal high. So, yeah, so it's kind of making the uptrend a little bit tricky because in a typical uptrend, we're supposed to be seeing a higher high. So, but here is the case, we are not getting a higher high. We just got, um, it was there, body close above the high. Let me check it out. So if this is yeah, I think a small body close. Yeah. But if I look up to check the wicks, it's just like an equal highs. Yeah. So this is what we have right now. But so typically if we are to see a change of character from this bullish market to a bearish market, what that will mean is that we would have to look at the last structural low or last swing low. Okay, the last swing low, this area, this low, the last swing low here, that gave us the recent high. We have to look at that swing low being cleared or being taken out. We have to see price drops to take that out. And then that will mean that we have a change of character or a break of structure, and we would expect price to make a pullback and then technically kind of get a move to the downside. But we did not get any, we did not get the break of structure yet. Price dropped down, but it stopped somewhere here. Let me do a quick measurement to see where price stopped. So price stopped at 78.6% on the Fibonacci, and it's reacted off from this institutional reference point, which is a fair value gap here, and then went to the upside. Yeah. So, but that's not really what I'm looking for, or I'm trying to see. I just want to try to walk through identifying various opportunities and various kind of opportunities, or um, what is happening and what we can, or what can be said about how, which trade ideas or which trades we can frame from what we are seeing. So currently with this trend line that I have drawn, I can see that we have a body close below the trend line, which is this guy, this area. We have a body close below this trend line. So that is a sign that we are likely to be selling to the downside. And already from up here, price has shown to be selling, or to be bearish for some time. Okay. And what is the last significant low that took price to the up there? Is around this guy. So we are kind of experiencing an intermediate, or a very early wise kind of break of structure. Price is trying to close below this internal low here, internal low here. Yeah, and then at the same time, price is reacting off the trend line here, but it pushes down to close below the trend line. So the issue right now is price going to pull back into this zone? Is price going to pull back above the trend line? If that is to happen, then we are likely to have a push to the upside. That is, if this daily candle pushes back to close above this trend line. And so that is the first thing that I like us to think about. So let me put a trend line also from the top there to down here, and work within that trend line to see what is happening. Um, Good. So the other thing too that I'm seeing here is that um, I can see something of a head and a shoulder pattern. So yeah, I can see a head and a shoulder pattern. As we know, head and shoulder patterns signals or give an indication of a reversal, or this pattern is used for reversals. So I can see that as price moved to the upside, let's say from down here, it went up to this area. Let's say price moved to this area, and then no, let me put it this way. When price came from up here, it dropped here and went up here, and then dropped back here, and then went up here, and then it's currently dropped to this side. Uh, mhm. Good, good. So this is it. So let me go into the 8 hour or 4 hour to so that we can see this pattern clearly and see if we can see this pattern clearly. So from down here, price moved from this area, let's say even this area, and then went to this side, gave us um, this high here. Price gave us these highs here. Good. And then it dropped down and then moved up, gave us a head, and then dropped down to break the neck. So with here being the neckline, where the blue line is. So let me put this area being the neckline. Good, good. Good. So we have that here nicely. Yeah. So for a head and a shoulder pattern, um, we nicely have the right shoulder formed. So, and then the neckline is broken. Price comes back to the neckline and then moves to the upside and drops back to the neckline again. And price is breaking the trend line, closing below the trend line, body close below the trend line. And so one thing that can happen is it's very likely that on the 8 hour, price will want to retest the trend line here again and then drop to complete the head and the shoulder pattern. And if it drops to this side, we are likely to see price trade more down, likely to see price trade more down into somewhere this this zone. Probably break this low or close below this area and give us that break of structure on the daily time frame so that we'll have a pullback and then be expecting a more bearish move. So that's one possibility that we can see or that can happen. So the first thing is one, we've closed below this trend line. The other thing is that there is a head and a pattern formation that has completed the left shoulder. We have the head and has created or formed the right shoulder also. So price might be moving up a little bit to retest this trend line again and probably drop to give us the perfect head and shoulder pattern. So that is one thing that we can see, which means that we are likely to get some good sales around this spot. A stop loss just a little bit above it. Yeah. So that's technically okay. Um, the other thing is also that, so let me clear this trend line and then let me move to the 4 hour to see what is happening on the 4 hour. Good. The other thing that I see also is that I still see, um, I can still see, um, yeah, even within this area here, within this area here, um, yeah, so let me check, go back to the 8 hour time frame and see another thing that I think I'm spotting. So when I look at this chart closely, I let me clear this area off. When I look at this chart closely, um, I can see another bullish head and shoulder. Okay. And I think I'm very much convinced with that. Why? Because I don't feel too comfortable with price giving us this big sell into this area, though we can have that sell to this area to break this low, which is the break of structure, to break this area. We can that can happen. Actually, price is technically or kind of bearish right now with this trend close below this trend line. But I also feel that price might want to use this as a false breakout, and then probably a false breakout, and then probably push back into the range or above the trend line, and then push to the upside. Um, just a really quick one. I can also see fair value gap sitting around here, a bearish fair value gap around somewhere here, up here, and then a bullish fair value gap up here, which are facing each other on this 8 hour. So this area is like a balanced price range according to ICT. So this area is kind of an institutional area where in future price could trade into this whole space or this whole area to just pick more orders from this volume or orders from this area. As you can see, the candles are very big or large going up and very big descending also from here. So this area has some orders and there could be a reaction that price might be looking to have by pushing to the upside this area. So that's another thing that we should be looking forward to, we should look at. Um, the other thing that I'm seeing on this chart right now is another um, head and shoulder pattern. At this time, I'm seeing the head and shoulder pattern this way. We have in the left, we have in a neck at this area and price dropping to this area to give us a right shoulder. Okay. So, with this, with this, with this formation, looks like we have this area as the left shoulder, and we have that area as the left shoulder, and then we have this area as the head, and this side as the neck, and price from the head went up to test the neckline. It did not break it up, but we just had a test of it. So, and price has dropped from the neck back to form the right shoulder at this place. So this area is likely the right shoulder that is being formed. So if price is to push back into the trend line or get us a close above the trend line here, then we are likely to push to the upside and then um, react to this balanced price range. If we close above the balanced price range, then price is going to use it as support to probably continue going higher. But if we react into it and still close inside it or drop to close below it, then probably we might have a very deep retracement again back into this area or this trend line again. Yeah, and before probably price might sell or maybe this head and shoulder pattern might also fail. Yeah, so it looks like I'm seeing a bearish head and shoulder pattern, and at the same time, I'm seeing a bullish head and a shoulder pattern. So if this is to happen, then it means the bearish head and a shoulder pattern that I saw first, or that I showed you, I indicated to you first, is likely or is going to fail. If that happens, if price closes above this trend line, and does not give us the sell, does not give us the sell that we are looking from here to continue this bearish head and shoulder pattern, then from this same area above, we might rather have a bullish market. We might rather have a buy to the upside. If we are getting a buy from here, then it means that the head and the shoulder pattern has failed. It means that the bearish head and the shoulder pattern has failed, and the bullish head and the shoulder pattern is now active or is now going to work. And with that, we would expect price to at least push up into this zone. That's going to be a very beautiful buy. Um, so what, how do we frame a setup in this situation? How can I look for a setup in this situation? The first point I want us to look at is one, I want us to look at what is so important about this area, this current yellow area. Let me change the color and make it blue. Let me make the color blue. This current blue area. What is so important about this blue area? What is so particular about this area? Let's look at the characteristics around this blue area. Okay, so this is more of like a support. Yeah, this is more of support resistance zone or support resistance area. Okay, this is acting as support resistance zone. So as we can see, this is the support resistance. So as we can see, anytime price drops into this area, from this area, price buys. From this area, it gives a buy to the upside. It drops back to the same area, then it gives it gives another it gives another buy. It gives another buy. It gives another buy to the upside. Then price comes back, it takes it out, it uses it as small resistance to drop a little, moves up, moves above it, uses it as support to go up, support to go up, support to go up, support to go up, um, closes below it, and then it goes up, uses that same area as support to move to the upside. And then we we come back to the same area, hit it. Once we hit that support area, first we hit the trend line, price pushes up. Then we hit the support and we got an engulfing candle that closes above the trend line and price buys or pushes to the upside again. Price comes back to the trend line exactly and reacts, pushes up, drops back into the support itself, the horizontal support, and then now we are seeing a 4-hour kind of bullish engulfing pattern. Seeing a 4-hour kind of a bullish engulfing pattern. A 4-hour bullish engulfing pattern. We are seeing a 4-hour bullish kind of engulfing pattern. 4-hour bullish engulfing pattern, like a swing pattern. So this candle has so we have a low, we have a lower low, and we have a lower high. And this candle comes back to sweep the low of this candle. Also still give us a lower low and has moved up to close above the previous bullish candle and the bearish candle. So a new 4-hour candle just opened. What is the time right now? A new 4-hour candle just opened. Yeah, the time is 10 p.m. my time. A new 4-hour candle just opened and is likely to drop to retest probably the body of this previous 4-hour candle. And if it's able to reject, then it's likely to keep pushing to the upside. So let's as we look at the analysis, let's be watching out for a retest of the body here. A retest of the body here. Let's see what will happen. Let's see if it is going to retest it. Yeah. So we are seeing reaction of this support area. We are seeing a reaction of the support area. But though price is still below the trend line, we are seeing a reaction of the support here. So my anticipation is that it's either price retests the trend line here and then sells, or price retests the trend line, closes above it, and then price continues to buy, push up. Okay, so these are the two possibilities right now. Let me go into the more lower time frame to see what is really happening. Let me go to 1 hour. Okay, so on the 1 hour, we are seeing a very beautiful pattern. So we are seeing this is the trend line that's still sitting. Let me draw another trend line on the 1 hour connecting this previous high to this area, these guys. Good. So if I am to do that on this 1 hour, connecting this trend lines, if I'm to do that, we can see that this 1 hour trend line that is connecting this short-term high here, previous high here to so we have a first the first touch, we have a second touch, we have a third touch. This is the fourth or fifth touch. Yeah, and this time we have a body candle close, very strong above the trend line. So what we would expect, like I'm anticipating, is a retest of the trend line, a retest of the trend line, a retest of this area, and then probably see a push to the next trend line here, where we would expect price to sell. Or if price closes above that trend line too, then we would expect price to retest again and then give us a bullish, something like this. Give us a bullish formation, something like this. Yeah. So let's see what is happening on the 30 minutes or 15 minutes. Let's see what is happening on 30 minutes. On 30 minutes, we are doing good. On 30 minutes, like, yeah, the trend line has been tested multiple times here, and we are now getting a close above that trend line. So we're doing good. Let's see what 15 minutes is telling us. 15 minutes is also doing very, 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 very well. 15 minutes is doing very well. 15 minutes is doing very well. We have a body close above the trend line. Okay, so a body close above the trend line. So let me see. Let me use my FIB to measure. This area gave us 61.8%. So we can expect at least a 38% or 50%, like equilibrium of 38%. So let's see. Uh good. Let's see. Let's see where price is likely to drop to. So price is 23, this is 38, we have 50%. So the 50% is around where the yellow line is. And let's see if that place has confluence with the magic support line. Good. So what is the magic support line? The magic support line is the area where is the exact price which has been used as both support and resistance. And at that price is where price usually would take off from, or price will usually use as both support and resistance. So I've just drawn the blue line right now. So let me show you around the blue line, price buys up, blue line, price buys up. It comes to the blue line. When it's below it, price sells. The moment it goes above it, it buys. So below the blue line, we sell. Above the blue line, we buy. Below the blue line, we sell. Below the blue line, small sell. Above the blue line, it buys. Above, it buys. Below the blue line, we sell down. Price goes above it, it buys. Below it, small sell. Above it, small buy. Below it, small sell. Above it, buy. Below it, sell. Above it, it buys. Okay, so that is the magic support resistance line. I'm going to go ahead and identify another magic support resistance line. So what is the next magic support and resistance line? So I can see here, price hit this area, it sells. we have a close above it, it buys. It uses it as to buy again. Below it, it sells down. Price hit it, below it, it sells. Hit it, below it sells. Hit it, sell. We hit and have a body close above it. So we are likely to drop down to retest this area, which is confluencing with the trend line, at the same time confluencing with this magic support resistance line, and at the same time confluencing with um, probably equilibrium, an equilibrium price. So let's see if price will drop to that area so that we can have a buy entry from there, somewhere here. Let's see if price will give us that. It's likely we might not have that, but let's see if it will give us that. And then we target just the next trend line here above. Good. So it seems like we have a setup to go with. So but we're just looking to close above this trend line, and then we'll be good for more buys. So the other thing that I want to do is on this 15 minutes, I can still see that anytime we are above this area, okay, price hit here, we hit this area. Um, good. We hit this area, it drops. Hit this area, drops. Hit, drop, hit, drop, hit, drop, hit and close above this area, and then drop big time. So what does this tell us? The meaning of this is that this area is like sellers, sellers are here. Sellers are sitting here that are pushing price to the downside. So above the sellers, the logic is that above the sellers, they are buyers. So sellers are acting here as resistance to crash price. But if sellers are not able to hold to push price down, then and price closes with a bigger, very big momentum above the sellers, then the bears, the buyers are in control. So that is what we see here. So this body close above the blue line here is an intention that the market is revealing to us that anytime price comes above the cross of this trend line and the blue line here, anytime price comes above here, it's very likely it's going to continue to buy. It's very likely it's going to continue to buy. That's why this area in between this blue line and this other trend line below here is very crucial. That's why my better buy signal will be when price is able to close above this area again. That's going to be a very big area for me to be looking for buys. But then if it hits here and still does not close above, or even if it closes above and still drops to be below this area, we are likely to see price sell off, right? Yeah, so these are the different um, uh, different options or scenarios that I can see. So if sellers are above here, pushing price to the downside, what is the meaning for the opposite side? There are buyers also here. Buyers also here. that are also pushing price to the upside. Sellers push it down, buyers push it up, buyers push it up, buyers push it up, buyers push it up, buyers push it up. So in a situation where the buyers are not able to push price to the upside, where we have an engulfing bearish candle that engulfs the buyers, what is that? What happens then? Then we are going to see price continue to sell. So as the buyers were not able to push price down, what did we see? We saw that because we got a body close below the buyers, okay, a big body close below the buyers, price just retested and kept selling to the outside. Okay, so though there are buyers sitting here, the moment the sellers takes control, the sellers engulf them and have a close below the buyers, sellers take control. So the logic is that we are selling below this, we are selling below a body close below the support. A body close below the support, we are selling. And a body close above the resistance where sellers are sitting, we want to see an indication for buys. Okay, so let me take it again. A body close below support is likely an indication to sell. And a body close above resistance is also likely an indication for a buy. So we get that indication here, and price drops to give that indication here, but it retested and sold. Now it goes above again, and this time it gives the indication that where sellers sold from. Now we had a body close above that area, and the body close, after getting that body close above that area, price came below and still sold. You see, price came below that same area. If you look at that line, okay, where we got that sell from, price gave a bullish body close above that area. But at the moment price engulfs and was below, we got another sell. It just retested, 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 and sold. This is a sign that if we anytime we get another body close above that area, price is going to be bullish. Okay, price. So it looks like now the new sellers are here, are sitting here. So now we have a body close above that where the sellers are sitting. Sellers are sitting here. Buyers were here before, but now sellers are in control from there. So this body, green body here that closed above before the sellers engulfed, that is telling us that above here, if we get another body close above there, price is likely to continue to buy. So we are on the 15 minutes. If this current 15-minute candle closes above this line, we are going to see buys. Okay, if this current 15-minute candle, we are left with about 10 minutes for the current 15-minute candle to close. If it closes above this line, we are going to see more buys. Price is likely to just drop to retest, and we will see more buys. We'll see more buys. So there are multiple indications here that is giving us more confluence that we are likely to see buys. One, we are expecting price to retest 50%. Okay, expecting price to retest 50%. We're expecting price to retest 50%. 50%. We're expecting a 50% drop for a retest, and then the trend line, and then also for a buy. And also, if price is to close above this line also here, we would expect price to continue to give us more bullish movement. So right now, on this 15 minutes, it looks as if we also broke structure to the upside here. So what I can think of anything that we want to do here, want to look for here, than just to look for buy entry. So right now, as I keep speaking, price is dropping, and let's monitor and see if it drops down 50% to 50%. I can take a buy entry, and the moment that becomes successful and price goes and close above the black this line here where it's starting to sell off right now, if price goes up to close above that area, then it's going to give us more buys. And our immediate target is just around this area. When we get that, then we can look at the next things that the market is going to give us. So I hope you learned something from it. I've combined trend lines, I've combined support resistance, and have combined chart patterns, which is head and a shoulder pattern for this discussion or this overview of V25. Let me go back to the 30 minutes and then use that to be monitoring as the 15 minutes is giving a lot of noise. 15 minutes is giving a lot of noise. Um, so, yeah, great. So let's see what is happening. Yeah, let's see how price is going to drop into the entry for us to take our setup. My ultimate TP for this trade, if I'm to take, is likely going to be here for now. Targeting this next trend line here up for now. So let's see. So in summary, I'm seeing two chart patterns, a head and a shoulder, a bearish head and a shoulder, and at the same time a bullish head and a shoulder. If the bearish head and the shoulder fails by price going up above to close above this trend line, then the bullish head and a shoulder pattern will be activated. But if price goes up to the trend line around here and still continues to drop to want to sell, then the bearish head and the shoulder pattern is the one that is active. This makes the area where price is very, very, very critical because price can break to either side, either side. And yeah, so let me take the little time left to quickly go to gold or Euro USD and see what is happening on it. Let me quickly go to this is Euro USD. Euro USD. Euro USD. Okay, great. So this is Euro USD. This is Euro USD. Let me start off by going to the let me start off by going to the let me go to probably the daily time frame or probably the weekly time frame. Yeah, so this is Euro USD. So this is the chart that I have with a free trading view version. The most risk immediate high that I have is around where this black line is, and then this area. These are the most immediate highs that I have. I can call them my swing highs. So if I am to take this swing high right now, and then this swing low, or this low point here, if I'm to take those places, why am I taking this area? I'm taking here because this high took out this previous low. That high has taken this previous low out by breaking to the downside here, taking this low out, at the same time cleared this previous low here. So these lows, price from the upside dropped and gave us these lows, and these lows gave us this high. Then price came to retest them, went up, failure swing, and gave us a break of structure. So in this situation, what we want to look for is price comes up to retest the low that failed to hold, because this area, at this point, if we were looking for a bullish market, then as price has moved up, it should and dropped here, we should have gotten a new high from this area. But because it failed, price drops and then cleared this low, giving us a break of structure or an indication to go more bearish when price is below this low here. Now, price drops to come up to that area. So it should have given us that bearish movement. It tried to come, it didn't come far, tested again, and then came to just stop at this place. So all did not give us the bearish movement. Then it kept moving to the upside, and this is where we have price currently. So I want to do a simple process. We have a swing high that breaks structure to the downside. So what do we expect to do? I will use the Fibonacci to measure from that swing high to this swing low, and then see where price is at. So first, price dipped back into equilibrium and then dropped to 38%, went back to equilibrium and dropped to 23. And 23%, we got a swing to 61%, and then it's moved back from 61%. I think it came back to, it attempted to retest equilibrium again for support. Yeah. So equilibrium here, price broke it and then came back into it for support and then went up. So this means that this area of equilibrium here is very, very, very crucial, because price resisted off this zone and now have used the same zone as support to go up. So it means that is, if price is going to have any intention of dropping, the most immediate area or place where price will drop to, or if there is any area that price will want to break for us to know that it wants to go more bearish, it should be just this area. Okay, it should be just this area. Yeah, something like that. So that this area is a very strong area because price uses that area as a resistance and has used that area as a support as well. What is the other thing? So the other thing is that when price went up, it's hit 78.6% and then dropped back, kind of retesting 61%, but it moved up and then hit 78.6% again. And from what we have seen today from the news, we hit and had a body close above the 78.6%, but it looks like price on a daily time frame, it looks like price is trying to give us an engulfing pattern and then a close below the 78.6%. If it stays that way and price continues to be below this area, we are likely to see price to fall. But if it reverses and goes above that 78.6%, then price is likely to keep to travel to 100%. Price is likely to travel to 100% and even above. Then it's likely to travel to 100% up. Yeah, and 100% is or some like 88 or 100%. 100% is in between, is at the last black line. It's just this high is here. Yeah. So what are we looking for? What am I looking for? What am I looking for? So in a situation like this, one, I am expecting that price should drop to retest equilibrium once more. That's my expectation. Okay, I would expect that at 78.6%, price would drop to either retest equilibrium once more and then move to give us 100%. Or I would expect price to dip down to retest this trend line again here, this area like this. And then boom, give us the move to the upside. These are the two possibilities that I'm having. If price gives the indication that it wants to sell from this 78.6%, two things are likely to happen. Is it that price drops to 50%, which is equilibrium, this support resistance zone here, then it goes up. Or price drops down into 38% here. Then it continues to go up to complete the swing or the move to the upside. So these are the two possibilities. If price is going to drop to 38% or where the red line is, what is the meaning of that? It means from this leg to the upside, price is kind of retracing 61.8%, which is okay, perfectly fine. Okay. Or from this leg, from the down here, price is retracing 50%, which is also perfectly fine. It makes sense. It makes sense. Good. So with what the news gave us today, okay, now let's see where price has reacted because of the news. So I have put a blue line at exactly where price hit or touched. A blue line exactly at where price touched. Okay, this line above here, that's exactly where the price touched before it's rejected and had the body kind of closed. Okay. So let's look at study that blue line and see if that blue line can serve as a magic support resistance. As I said, a magic support resistance is a line where that exact line or price is where price has both been used as a support and as a resistance, where price takes off from. So with that blue line, we can see that sellers were sitting here. Price gets here, they sell it down. Gets here, they sell it down. So in future, if price is to get there again, what is the meaning? There is a likelihood that as long as price is below that price or that blue line, price is likely to keep to sell, to drop, to reject. If price hit and reject and stay close, stay being close body close below that area, price is likely to keep dropping. Okay, so one, we are in a premium zone at 78.6%. At the same time, price is hitting a magic support resistance line area for me. So these two things is likely for me to is convinced that if we get more indications, then we are going to see price falling. The other thing is that that same area, price hit it around this area here, and then we see a drop. It went to hit it back, see a drop. It hit it and have a close above it, but it buys. It comes to sit on it, okay? Drop below it, we sell. Above it, it goes up. Below it, we sell. That same blue line, which is here, that same blue line. So let's keep moving the blue line. Below the blue line, price from down here, it hit the blue line, sells. Goes above it, buys. Comes below it, sells. Hit below it, it sells. Above it, it buys. Uses it as support and buys. Below it, sell. Uses it as a resistance and then sells off. So that blue area is a very important, blue line is a very important area. If I come far, far, far back to this area, the blue line price drop down to sit on it and then buys. Okay, so it means that price can use it as resistance to sell, to sell. So that alone is an indication for me that as price has hit that area and we are seeing this reaction quickly, if it continues to fall, if it continues to fall or give more indications, then we are likely to have that sell to the downside. Now, let me go to the 4-hour time frame to see what is really happening. What is really happening. So as you can see, I have a trend line that I have drawn, guiding and guarding this bullish momentum to the upside. So as I've drawn the trend line, now price, I want to look for a potential break of structure on the 4-hour. So what is the last low, swing low that gave us this high? So the last swing low that gave us this current highs. What is it? What is that last swing low? That last swing low is for me a more bigger swing low is somewhere here this week where price retested the trend line and quickly pushed up above it. A better swing low is here. But if I get more into it internally, I could see that there is another swing low area, which is where this next blue line is. Next blue line is. So from this area, if price is to drop, to take out this blue line, then it will make sense that price will want to retest this area and then drop more. That will mean that we have had a break of structure. So price will want to retest and then drop more. That is one possibility. Or for me to know that there is a break of structure, this price has to keep selling and then break this red and blue line close below them. Once I see a close below them, that is going to be my indication. It's going to also mean that price has closed below this trend line. Okay, a body closed below this trend line. And I would expect a pullback into the range, and then I will look for more sells to the downside. That is one option. Now, but before price even gets to this area to give us that 4-hour break of structure, what else can I see from the smaller time frame? So let me go to 30 minutes. On the 30 minutes, we have where that rejection happened from upside here. What is the last low that gave us that high that hit the area of interest above there? What is the last low? That last low is where this blue line is right now, is this area. That is the last low, swing low that gave us this high. So in between this swing low and this high, price has dropped to sweep that swing low, giving us a break of structure. As we speak currently, there is this important area here that price is trying to close below or sweep right now. So we are having this kind of a close or a sweep. Price hit this support here and went up, hit it again, and is trying to push to close below it. If price is to close below this small support area here, that is going to still be good. But the most important thing is that we have had a break of structure on the 30 minutes. So let's say 15 minutes, 30 minutes, we've had a break of structure. So what should I expect? I would expect at least a push wherever price will stop. Probably our lending session and New York section might give us this opportunity. But wherever price will stop as it's pushing down, we should expect or we would expect price to push to the upside, to give us at least a 50% retracement, okay? 50% retracement, at least a 50% retracement, we could also have, so let's say we got a break of structure. We got a break of structure here, or probably let's say price reaches somewhere here. So the break of structure is here. Mostly, we would expect price to drop back into above, into premium, above equilibrium. But most of the time, price will not give you that, a luxury. Okay. We will expect price to drop back into 61.8 or 78. That's where my red line is. So a more sell entry is this first red line. Another sell entry is the next red line, which is here. So we have both 78.8%, 0.6%, and we have around 61.8%, both as entry areas where price can drop to for us to get a buy. But if we are looking for a very quick entry place, it will be where the low was. So just like a drop above to 38%, like in between 50, 38%, somewhere here. Okay, for a quick sell, a quick continuation of the sell. Probably something like this. We might have this situation happen, maybe happen like this, and then this will serve as like liquidity for prices somehow push back up like this, and then probably sell, push to the downside to sell. I don't know if all this is likely to happen, but these are scenarios that I can't be thinking of. And for learning purposes, we can learn to understand these things that will help us with framing our trade setups. So I'm looking forward to see more indications and more evidences that we would want to go bearish for that rate test on Euro USD. For now, I will keep watching and then see how price is going to react at lending session and probably New York session um, tonight, and then also tomorrow morning. And then we take it from there. But from the reaction that I'm seeing of the area where price hit because of the news, for this reaction, I'm more convinced that it's very likely that market wants to give us a very big pullback. Market wants to give us a very big pullback, a very big pullback. Um, let me quickly check on the trade, the setup that we're framing on 25 index. Let's see. Okay, so the setup is still running. Let's see. Okay, so this is the setup that we were framing. Good. So it's still pulling down, still pulling down. So let's see if it's going to give us the entry signal. Still on 30 minutes now. Yeah, so price is dropping. Yeah, so dropping. So the first entry point is the first blue line. Let me measure that and see. That is a quick entry. Is the blue line, 38%. The a little bit below the blue line. That is the first entry. If price hit there, we'll see what will happen. We'll see the reaction that price will give. If it doesn't buy from there, then we'll wait and see what will happen around equilibrium, which is 50%, which is the main entry. If price get there and still we don't see reaction on 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes of an engulfing bullish candle and then a break of structure to the upside, and it's still bearish, then the last place is would expect the next area to buy from, which is 61.8% or in between 61.8% and 78.6%, in between this area. And that is the area where the loss zone is up to this area. So we would want to see an indication for a buy at our area of entry before we join or we take the buy in actual sense. So one, let's see what will happen. Let's see what will happen right now. Let's see what will happen. Let's see what will happen. So I'll keep monitoring and see what comes off, what comes off. I'll keep monitoring and see what comes off. Okay, so price is very close or getting close to the entry now. Let's see what happens. Yeah, and I will keep monitoring and I will do another tutorial or video once price successfully tries to take off, or if there is a reaction around this area. So let's see now there is a 50, big 15-minute candle that is playing right now. So let's see what is going to happen. What is the time now? So this 15-minute candle has 9 minutes to close. 9 minutes to close. So in 9 to 10 minutes time, we will see what is going to happen. We'll see what is going to happen in 9 to 10 minutes time. We will see what will happen. We'll see what will happen. See what will happen. So let's see. Hmm. Let's keep monitoring. This is a 15-minute time frame. Okay, great. So the moment price hit the trend line, we are seeing a reaction. So let's keep watching what will happen. Let me go to the 5 minutes so we can monitor it closely. The moment the moment it hit the trend line, there is a rejection. So it's likely to push down more, but it's very likely that it's very, 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 very likely. So there is this area that where price can induce. So see, it's at 38 now. We're still not at 50 yet. So let's see, but we are hitting the trend line. So it hit the trend line and there was a reaction, first reaction. So a safe area for the buys is when we are above both blue lines. So there are two blue lines in this area. As long as we stay above this blue line and the trend line, we are safe to be buying. As long as, so if right now is below the blue line, which means we are likely to be selling. So we are having a very big 5 minute candle. And it's reacting to the trend line, it's likely to break it into equilibrium, which is 50% on this blue line. If it hits here and it's rejects off from this second blue line, as long as price stays above the blue line and the trend line, we are safe. We are safe to buy or to hold buys. So let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see what is going on. Let's see what is going on. Mhm. Okay, so price is reacting of the trend line. Price is reacting of the trend line. So, yeah, Price is reacting off from I think 38 point. Yeah, in between 38.2% and 50% in equilibrium. That's where price is reacting from right now. It's likely to drop more to into 50% properly, or probably below the trend line, and then it will move above it. So let's see. I'm very sure that this trade is going to play out, but see how exactly at the entry. See how exactly around the entry price is price has reacted. So now we are above the blue line. As long as we are above the blue line, we are safe to buy. So if this current 5-minute candle closes by engulfing the last bearish candle and then also still stay above the blue line while still above the trend line, we are good. We are good to take our buy entry. But we are not forgetting that there is a likelihood for price to drop more into equilibrium properly, or even 61.8% or somewhere even below here. And we know our stop loss is somewhere here. Yeah. So it's very likely that this trade, and the moment we close above this area, a 15-minute candle closes above this area, we are going to go more bullish, more bullish. So I'm going to go ahead and keep track of this trade, and I will do an update on how the trade will play or will turn out for our learning purposes. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. And if you have any questions, let me know. If you want to learn how to analyze the market, reach out to me or comment on this video anytime you do land on it, and I'll be happy to teach you what I know and how I do analyze the market. Okay, I'll be happy to teach you how I do analyze the market. Let me check quickly on, maybe I can do a video to analyze gold. Yeah, so still we have Euro USD falling. So like I said, it's getting us a body close below this small support. What we should be waiting for right now, going into lending session, is just to wait for a pullback into either 50%, a pullback into 38%, or equilibrium, or better still, 78.6%. There's a likelihood that if price is going to sell, it has to technically give us a pullback. And this is like an inducement. Price has to sweep this area away and pull into this area. Okay. Like ICT calls it like a breaker block. Price moves up, gives us a high, swing high, drops to break the low. So we use this failed low or other block area or support resistance area that failed as resistance to drop price. This is possible. Sometimes this will be possible, and as price hit here, we will get a rejection of the red line area here like this. And it will look like a head and a shoulder pattern. And price will take it to the upside. And when it gets here, it might drop to retest and either continue to go up or drop to retest and be like this, form a new kind of head and a shoulder pattern from the upside, like this, and then drop to the downside. It's like this, drop to the downside. Sometimes it can do like this. So all are possibilities that we can look for in the market. Let's see how it plays out, how it goes. Mhm. So this is Euro USD. Euro USD. Okay, so this is the 25 index. Oh, so price even dropped into our first entry. Price dropped into the first entry. Let's see. Oh, so guys, you see how price has pushed up to get one full big 5 minute candle to your favor. This is not, this is good. This is good. This is good. This is good. Let's see how it's playing on the 30 minute. Wow, wow, wow. This is great. This is great. Yeah. So, okay. So the next 30 minutes candle we just closed. Let's see. Okay. So this is a new 30 minutes candle that opened. Okay. Okay. Good. 15 minutes candle close. A new one opened. Yeah. So let's see how we play. Let's see how we play. Let's see how it plays. Uh, so we have different spots to for price to. Yeah. So as you can see in this, I have entry one, entry two. Oh my God. This is the first setup at this area. If it doesn't sell off from here, that is going to be the second trade or second entry. Okay, guys, I'll see you again in another video. Thank you.